Hey folks, many of you know that I've been an early adopter of the oval chainrings. This is an absolute black. I have a OneUp as well on one of the bikes. And I thought I would give you a bit of an idea of what's the effect of these oval chainrings on the clutch derailleurs. First one I want to draw your attention to is this little Zee. It's been in use for about 2 years now with a round chainring. That's an Arrow 30 tooth. The clutch is nice and smooth. What you would expect is just for it to provide a bit of tension here and just make it harder for that chain to slap around. So 2 years later, this is still going strong. Zero maintenance. I never adjusted the clutch. I never opened the clutch. I've never done anything to it. Keeping it in the same generation of products. This is an SRAM X9 2.1. This has a clutch in it, short cage, just like the Zee. It's used now on the second bike with an 1142 extended cassette. Yes, you can do 1142 with the short cage. SRAM has a different type of clutch. It doesn't require maintenance at all. You cannot adjust it, but it works the same way. It just makes this cage move just harder, prevent the chain slap. About half of the life of this SRAM X9, it was used with this, which is an absolute black 32 tooth oval chainring, working just fine many kilometers later. Maintenance free again. I haven't touched it at all. Moving on to the current generation products, what you see here is the Derailleur XT, the M8000, and this one, it's brand new. When I moved the drivetrain from my Kona to this transition, I didn't really like the way the clutch was behaving. What I noticed was it was very notchy. What you see here is normal operation where, yes, it's harder for the cage to move, but it's nice and round. Of course, disengage the clutch and this will slop around at the wheel. What I noticed on that older derailleur was that it was really hard for the cage to start moving, and then even when it started moving, it wasn't smooth at all. One symptom that derailleur developed being used with an oval chainring throughout the year was that it was starting to squeak a little bit. I didn't open the clutch, but aside from that, I cleaned and lubed everything. And again, one day I gave up. I took it down, installed a new one. Current incarnation of 11 speed from SRAM. This is an X1. Has a clutch in it again. Nice and smooth movement. If anything, this is the weakest clutch from all the ones that I have tried up until now. Definitely the Shimanos are a bit stiffer in the default configuration or default setting from the factory. This has been used for about 1.5 years. It has had enough kilometers on it, so I would say at least 1,000 kilometers on it. Still working smoothly. And finally, this is the bike that helped me solve the mystery. This is a bike that used an oval chainring from the get-go. 32 tooth from absoluteBLACK up front from the beginning. It's set up as a 1x10 speed with 1142 sun race. And there were a few things that I noticed. One, the shifting performance started to degrade, and of course I kind of blamed it on the cassette because yes, it's not a Shimano and it's not a SRAM. And then I noticed this. As you can see, the clutch is engaged here. Just take a listen. All I'm doing here, I'm simulating the movement of the cage, pretty much what the oval chainring does to the rear derailleur. And this squeaking drove me nuts when I noticed it on my bike, on my Kona, but it was hard to pinpoint it. If you disengage the clutch, there's no squeakiness, everything will run smooth, shifting goes back to what you would expect from a well-adjusted drivetrain. So, my conclusion is this. If you have an oval chainring in use right now, and especially if you're using Shimano rear derailleurs, I would strongly suggest to keep an eye on it. What you're going to notice is as the clutch needs service, the shifting performance is going to degrade. The other thing you're going to notice is with the clutch engaged, it's just really hard to see. It's really hard for the cage to start moving. It's just like locked in position, and then when it starts moving, it's just notchy. It's not smooth in any way. I guess next thing I'm gonna have to do now is just make another video to show you guys how to take these clutches apart and bring them back into a good working order. And that's pretty much it, guys, for my long term. If you have any questions, let me know below. And until next time, I'll see you on the trails. Cheers.